Welcome back! We, friends, are almost done with our journey through fairy tales. So today I want to get started by drawing your attention to something that might seem a little bit odd, but roll with me, okay? So some plants or parts of plants have been very important in the various fairy tales we've heard so far. Just think about how important straw was in Rumpelstiltskin, or Rapunzel in Rapunzel. The whole title came from it, right? Or even if you remember A Princess and the Pea from kindergarten, you remember that one? Good. Okay, so just put that in one side, okay? So plants and plant parts can be really important in fairy tales. Okay. How about, here's a question for you. Have you ever traded something you had for something else you wanted? Okay, I definitely have. What did you trade? Okay. Did both you and the person you traded with leave happy? Were you both happy about the trade? I don't know. Do you think trading was fair? Can be. Okay. Well, today I want you to listen carefully to hear what is traded in this fairy tale and decide if you think it was a good trade. Also listen to find out how a plant is important in this fairy tale. So now I give you Jack and the Beanstalk. And yes, I know some of you may have heard it before, but as we've seen several times now, there are many different versions of these similar and well-loved classical stories. So, come on. Once upon a time, there was a poor widow who had an only son named Jack and a cow named Milky White. All they had to live on was the milk the cow gave every morning, which they carried to the market and sold. But one morning, Milky White gave no milk. "Oh, Jack," said the poor widow, wringing her hands, "we have nothing to eat and no money. We must sell poor Milky White." "Cheer up, mother," said Jack. "It's market day today. I'll sell Milky White, then we'll be better off. You'll see." So Jack took the cow and started down the road. He had not gone far when he met an unfamiliar old man. The old man said, "Good morning, Jack." "Good morning to you," said Jack, and he wondered how the old man knew his name. "Well, Jack, where are you off to?" said the man. "I'm going to the market to sell our cow there." If he doesn't know his name, why are you answering his question? No, back. "Oh, yes, you look like just the sort of fellow to sell a cow," said the man. "Now I wonder," he asked Jack, "do you know how many beans make 5? Jack thought this was a strange question, but he answered anyway. 2 beans in each hand and 1 bean in your mouth. That makes 5. Never counted it that way, but yeah, it does make 5. "Right you are," said the old man. And then, pulling something out of his pocket, he said, "And here they are." He held up 5 very unusual beans. "Now, because you're such a smart fellow," he said to Jack, "I will trade you these beans for your cow." "Well now," said Jack, "that would be a nice trade for you." But you don't know what kind of beans these are," said the man. "If you plant them tonight, then by morning they'll grow right up to the sky." "Really?" said Jack, who was beginning to get interested. "Yes," said the man, "and if it doesn't turn out to be true, then you can have your cow back." "All right then," said Jack. He gave the man the cow, took the beans, and went home. "Jack, are you back already?" said his mother. "I see you've sold Milky White. How much did you get for her?" "Mother, you'll never guess," said Jack. "Oh, you good boy," said his mother. "Did you get 5 or 10? Maybe even, no, it can't be, 20? "I told you that you couldn't guess," said Jack. Then, reaching into his pocket, he said, "See here, Mother, I got 5 beans. You plant them and overnight they—" "What?" cried his mother. "Beans? You gave away my milky white for beans? How could you be such a fool? Off to bed with you, and no supper. And as for your precious beans, here they go, out the window." So Jack went to his little attic room without dinner, where he flopped down and finally fell asleep. When he woke up, the room looked funny. The sun was shining into part of it, but all the rest was dark and shady. He jumped up and went to the window, and what do you think he saw? Why, the beans his mother had thrown out the window had landed in the garden, and overnight they'd sprung up into an enormous beanstalk, which went up and up and up till it reached the sky. So the old man had been telling the truth. The beanstalk grew right up to Jack's window. All he had to do was step out onto it and then start climbing it like a ladder. So Jack climbed and he climbed and he climbed until at last he reached the sky. And when he got there, he saw a long, straight road. He followed the road until he came to a great, big, tall house. And on the doorstep was a great, big, tall woman. "Good morning, ma'am," said Jack quite politely. "Could you be so kind as to give me some breakfast?" "Oh, so you want breakfast," said the great, big, tall woman. "Well, you'll be breakfast if you don't get out of here. My husband is a fierce giant, and there's nothing he likes better than a nice cooked boy on buttered toast. You better get going, for he'll be coming soon." "Oh, please, ma'am," said Jack. "I haven't eaten since yesterday, really and truly." Well, the giant's wife wasn't so bad after all. She took Jack into the kitchen and gave him a chunk of bread and cheese and a jug of milk. But Jack hadn't half finished these when the whole house began to tremble with the noise of someone coming. Someone big. But you have to wait till tomorrow to find out who. Yes, another 2-parter. I know. The suspense. Blah, blah, blah. All right, guys. So now that we're all revved up to see who's making the house tremble, let's answer some questions about the first part of Jack's story. Now, why is Jack's mother wringing her hands at the beginning of the fairy tale? So just to give you a visual, wringing your hands is like, this is what she's doing. She's rubbing her hands in and out of themselves like this. And it's something, a gesture, a motion, a movement that sometimes we see people making when they're feeling a type of way, feeling nervous, feeling upset, feeling scared. So we know that his mom's probably feeling these things, but why does she feel this way? So yes, why does she feel this way? Why is she wringing her hands at the beginning of the fairy tale? We know she's worried. We said that this is what this means. But what has her worried? Milky White, that's the cow, has stopped giving milk. And they have no other way to earn money for food. So what? So the cow has stopped giving milk. And they cannot earn food or... And they have no other way to earn money for food. Oh, goodness. So... the cow... stopped giving... the cow has stopped giving milk. And as a byproduct, they will not be able to earn any money, which is definitely not a good situation to be in. So, Jack, of course, goes on to say, "Mom, I'll fix it." And he goes about to sell the cow, and he ends up meeting the man on the road. And he said, and my question to you is, do you think Jack made a good trade when he traded the cow for the beans? why or why not. I don't think, we're not going into what you know about Jack and the Beanstalk. And just at that point in the story, did he make, just based on what we read today, do you think he made a good trade? Alright, I hear some yeses, I hear some no's. You gotta be able to support it. I'm looking for those reasons why. I'm going to share my reason with you. I say no, because he had no way of knowing that what the man said was going to happen would happen. So my response is no. My response is no. I don't think it was a good trade. But that's the whole beauty of an opinion. You get to tell what you think, but you have to be able to support it. So do you think Jack made a good trade? I say no. Because it was too risky. It was too risky of a trade, especially for the situation that him and his mother were in at the time. I mean, it turned out to be good, but why do you think the man traded the beans for the cow anyway? Do you think the man just really wanted the cow? That's a good thought. Okay, so this unusual man who just happened to know Jack's name maybe has a little bit of magic of his own, not just the beans. Okay, yeah, he saw something in Jack. That's a good possibility. What does Jack's mother do when she hears about the trade? What does Jack's mother do when she hears about the trade? She throws the beans out and she sends Jack to bed. Yup, she has no interest in them. She does not think they are precious at all. So what does Jack's mother do when she hears about the trade? She throws the beans out. She throws the beans out and sends him off to bed. Good day, sir. Y'all probably never seen that movie, but it's okay. In the spot where his mother threw the beans, a large beanstalk has grown into the sky when Jack finds it when he wakes up the next morning. Who does Jack meet after he climbs the beanstalk? Yes, he meets a very tall woman. She's not identified as a giant. She is referred to as a very tall woman, yes. She says her husband is a giant, but we haven't met him. Jack has not met him, so he doesn't count for this part. It's a very tall woman. Jack meets a very tall woman. She's not just tall, she is very tall. She's very tall. Good job. Would a plant really grow this fast, or is this fantasy? Is that part fantasy? Magic. That's definitely fantasy and magic. Good. And could a person really climb a beanstalk? No, a beanstalk wouldn't support a person. Definitely magic. Well, this magic beanstalk that grew overnight probably can do plenty of other magical things too. But guys, that is it for today. And in order to find out why the house is trembling and if any more magic will come about, you're going to have to come back tomorrow, guys. I know. But yes, that is the end of part 1 of Jack and the Beanstalk, and I can't wait to see you for part 2. Until then, bye.